What's up, everybody? How you doing? So, the reason for this video is to just talk about some of the internal struggles that I have as a dad, some of the things that I think about, some of the things that I know sometimes some of you guys may think about. And my son is 5. He's going to be 6 in March. It's currently February 2024. And for about the last year and a half or so, he's been playing sports. He's been playing t-ball and he's been playing soccer. T-ball, he doesn't really enjoy too much. I think he just enjoys the camaraderie and playing with his friends or playing with a group of kids and going through the practice. I think he loves practice way more than he loves actually playing the games because we're all yelling at him, especially me. I'm very hard on him during the games because I want him to pay attention and I want him to do good. Soccer is a little bit more laid back. Soccer, there's no winning, there's no scorekeeping. The rules are super lax, right? So to him, he's just running around the soccer field, having a grand old time. One of the internal struggles that I have as a dad is whether to keep my son playing sports or pause sports for a while and have him focus on his education, right? So as a backstory, he played t-ball this past fall. The season ended in October. During that time, I was pursuing some self-development goals. And, him starting school, he has to take an assessment exam to start. And he didn't do very well on that exam. Well, I found this out kind of like at the beginning of the t-ball season. We had already signed up. So I couldn't really take him out of t-ball because we made a commitment to the team that we would be there for the games, we would be there for the practice because we want to win. I want to win. I know he wants to win too, right? So I asked him a question, and then it was a very simple question. I asked him what 2 + 2 was, and it took him a second to come up with the answer. Now, granted, his exposure to math, I've been making sure as a dad that I've been doing counting exercises with him. And obviously he can identify his letters and he can identify his numbers and he can count pretty high. So he doesn't have a strong math background. But I would think that he would know 2 + 2 = 4. He kind of struggled. It took him a little bit too long, in my opinion, to come up with that answer. So that kind of disgusted me a little bit, right? You think about what's important in a child's life. What's important for a boy's success? He needs to be smart. And he needs to not only be street smart, but he needs to be book smart as well. But he also needs to be athletic because we don't know what the future holds, right? Not saying he's going to go out and get some sort of athletic scholarship, but if he does, that's good for him. But when I say we don't know what the future holds, I know there are some men out there that make a living with their body. So you make a living with your body. You put in physical work, physical effort to extract wealth out of the economy. As a young man, most young men, that's how they extract their wealth. They use their physical body to extract wealth, meaning they're a plumber, or they work construction, or they're in landscaping, or they're in a profession where they have to exert themselves physically. And they have to rely on their body, and they have to rely on their athleticism, right? I was in the Navy for 6 years. And so it was rough. But do I want that for my son? What's the easiest path, right? The easiest path is to use your brain. The easiest path is to develop your mind. Once you develop your mind and you get a firm grasp on the nature of the world, you get a firm grasp on business and where you fit into the world, then you could start leveraging your intelligence and you could start leveraging your education to make money. And I wrestle with keeping him in sports or really focusing on his education. I think the education is way more important than the sports, frankly. So my decision has been made. I really don't want him to be pulled away from learning at the moment. Like I said, it's February 2024. He wanted to do soccer this spring, and there's one more slot left open for the soccer academy. And I don't know, man. I really just need to focus on his education. Why I'm putting this on YouTube. These are just some of the things that dads think about, right? And I'm not sure, frankly, if mothers think about these types of things, right? Another point to make would be the world is going to shit. We all know the world is going to shit. And every generation has their end of the world moment. Every generation has it. There was World War II. There's the Vietnam War. And you can lose sight, you can lose hope in humanity at times. And part of me just wants to say, well, fuck it, let him just enjoy himself as much as possible, right? Just fucking live your life and enjoy yourself. Because the world could end tomorrow. So fuck the education, right? Fuck school, you know? But that's a pessimistic viewpoint because I know that there's a ton of parents out there that feel that way. Hey, the world's going to shit, so might as well just let the kids enjoy themselves, you know, as much as possible and not really focus on proper parenting, not really focus on discipline, not really focus on schoolwork and the kids' education, which is a lazy fucking way to be. And I think that's the reason why we're running into so many snowflakes nowadays in society is because the parents have taken a back seat to parenting. They haven't parented their kids properly. They haven't instilled discipline into their children. The discipline at least to sit down and do your fucking homework every night. Or the discipline to not do something fun and to really buckle down and get the work done. I think that's really where we've gone wrong with our children in society. And we've raised a society full of snowflakes and people who can't handle life. It's because they've never been through any adversity. And they've never been disciplined. Their parents have just let them fucking do whatever they want. They're not actively parenting. And actively parenting sometimes requires you to not be your kid's best friend all the time. And it sucks. It sucks. It sucks being the disciplinarian to somebody that you love. But it is a necessary evil. These are just some of the ramblings and things that I think about as a dad. And I'm not sure if there's any other dads out there that think this way, but I do. And these are the things that I can contemplate on a daily basis. And it's very conflicting because I don't have many people to talk to and many people to confide this sort of information in. So I'm putting it on YouTube. So I really want to know your thoughts. Like, are these, if any dads out there, are these some of the things that you think about with raising your children? Are these some of the conflicting thoughts you have in your head? Do I push them to be the next LeBron James with the hope of one day them making it, right? I think that education is a little bit more important. But I also want them to have fun. It's crazy. This sounds crazy. I'm starting to sound like a chick. Starting to sound like a chick. Anyway, I've tried to make this video at least like 3 or 4 different times now. And I don't know. I keep getting cut off. So hopefully I'll post this one. And hopefully somebody watches it and provides their perspective. At least tell me what you think in the comments. That's all I can ask for. I'm gone.